Welcome to the round number 2 of me trying to be better. For me, for you, for the future, for the goodness of the humanity. How do I do that? I will learn to type really fast. That's the that's the name of the game. And it's the program. So let's go. Oh wow. My story is kind of complicated. I was on the university for a long time. And I had a side job at the university as well. A few of those were programming. Then I have few of the real jobs, you know. So I'm almost ashamed to say it because I know I suck for how long I have the experience, but let's say 5 years. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. I have like this strong feeling that I should be much better already, and I'm not. And that haunts me really. And there are times which I'm really ashamed of it. And basically this stream is my like try, you know, like to keep at it, to strengthen the you know, discipline, to just dive in it and see what happens, you know, like. Yeah, I can show you. Arrays and loops for 628. Okay. That's better than the last time. And well, maybe we can squeeze in another lesson. Oh, dude. It haunts me again. Feel really stupid. I was thinking about like what should I know already? Oh well, You just have to play with the cards which you have been dealt, right? Yes, it makes a great difference for me. The most... Well, first of all, the amount of time which I kind of spent on it does not outweigh the benefits, I would say. So it is a hobby of mine, really. Having a split keyboard does not make me a better programmer. I think no one will be a better programmer because of that. I've seen people which were like not even touch typing, you know, like looking at the keys and hunting for it, and they were much better programmer than I was. And what I think is very beneficial to have a split keyboard. Even if you don't have a programming, mechanical, whatever, fuck that, you know, like, well, the programming's pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. But to have a split, you know, that's like your shoulder width, you are not... It's good for your posture as well, because if you you put your hands together and try, sooner or later I do this, you know, like, and my back is like round, it's not straight. The split keyboard is the shit, really. It's like... And there are existing keyboards which are like the basically like normal QWERTY keyboard, which is just split into two pieces. And well, just get it, really. There's that one I would recommend to anyone. Like, that's so good. You were... So yes, hopefully I did answer this one. 7%, 25. 7, 25. Oh, getting worse and worse. Just stick with it. So if I wrote my this word gently and run JavaScript, yes. Well, you can make a career just being a front-end developer. Well, not just. You don't have to learn everything, really. You don't have to learn everything. Just pick something, whatever it is, and then just learn it to the level which you can produce some shit in it. If you know a little about many stuff, and you cannot produce application, something which is useful for a company, that's not good for anyone. Will not pay your bills. Yeah, well, but beware about the Python, right? Because, like, yes, there is a demand for Python in AI, but the requirements is usually to have the related degree, the science degree. So to do like Python AI, like from the bootcamp, I would say that's pretty hard. Yeah, that's right, but you will not be paid for like doing the accessible shit, right? They want you to read the scientific papers, you know, try the new methods and so on. I have a friends which are making living doing that, and they are usually like PhDs and... Maybe you can check some learning on YouTube. Very true. Yeah, like even like go and check for the AI, like for the job postings, right? And put in Python AI, and see what the requirements are, And I think most of the time that is my guess. I might be completely wrong, but my guess is that they will require like some at least bachelor degree in like artificial intelligence or on a CS degree or something like that. It's really hard to get like anyone at least somehow competent in AI nowadays. There's like they are rare people. Just few. Well, but you can say the same about programmers. Yeah, and to the consistency, I wanted to show you this. So I'm making the videos, right? Like, and this is like the rounds, these rounds. So it's 515, and I don't know, it might be now, might be 560. Oh, yes, they are. Well, there you will find some, but there's like the demand is like this high, and the amount of developers available is somewhere here. And so if you learn anything, that's basically why like people who do boot camp can do the programming work, because the industry is desperate to get anyone, like anyone. It is like everyone that like 2 decades ago, you will not get a job, like just a boot camp. You need a CS degree or some engineering degree or something, but then the boom of like everyone has a computer in his pocket, like no one really did prepare for that, so suddenly like everyone can work in the IT. And I don't know how is it exactly in Chicago, but here sometimes the hiring process is like, oh, did you see a keyboard? You know how it works? Are you willing to learn? Okay, you're hired. You might get like low salary, in the beginning, but you are in the game. Yeah, so start the clock and we are going to the YouTube tutorial.
So remember, every time that we restart the application, we lose everything. So the first time around that we send this request, this will work. There we go.
Yeah, I would say big salary doesn't hurt. So, yeah, of course, like, but I have heard multiple times. I have heard multiple times, like even my friends, they went for a job and they were promised like lower salary but great experience, right? And now I see where they went, and they didn't learn about unit testing, they are using frameworks which are not relevant on the job market at all. So not every place where they tell you like, we will not give you too much, but you will learn a lot. Not everywhere is true. Not everywhere that is true. And we have interviewed so many idiots. We give homework first just to save the time. Coding bootcamps. Yeah, that's right. I remember like there was a guy who came to our company and he was telling like how he loves the SQL and table designs and so on. And when asked, he wasn't able to do a join of two tables. Yeah, that happens. That happens. Gonna teach you nothing. It's Falco, job ready. Yeah, you wanna like the Frederick, the other guy, which I posted his YouTube channel early on. He talks about it a lot and his experiences with that. Oh, Free Code Academy is awesome. Azulmak, do that. That's actually a good. Cheese by Googling. You are in that? Great. What am I doing? I'm running the application. And it's running, right? And we have the 2 entries. Never heard about tables at all. At the bootcamp they used ORM and just knew nothing about it. About some. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And here's something which I personally believe. Hold on, I will pause this timer. That is something which I believe, and that is that what I see is that, or what I saw in my previous company, was there are like some skilled developers which are good at what they are doing, but there's a lot of like people, exactly which Invisible describes, right? The job market is full of those which don't know much, but you can kind of sort of use them, but you need a senior developer which is able to lead those newcomers, you know, and educate them as well, right? If you have a look at it from the perspective of a company, you know, like you really like, there's almost impossible to get like superior senior developers in the number which you want. So to having like some senior which are able to train those, you know, like even like slow manner, that's golden. That's golden, because then you can hire senior which kind of orchestrates like the another like 5, you know, like these newcomers to the field, and you can produce. And if you have like really good a senior, you know, they will grow, you know, like under his leadership. And in my last work environment, we actually had one of those like developers, and everyone who worked with him was like on such higher level. Like after a 6 months working with him, it was night and day. It was night and day. It was really good. He was unbelievably good, you know, in that. Oh well, resume the coding. Unless we will be here till the morning with this amount of rounds. Typical linear free time. Oh, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I hope so, that you can somehow. But I'm not senior, so I might be really naive, right? In that sense. So right now we have those 2 things in our table, right? Now I will run the query, which is I can show it maybe in the console. This no. Where was this? The API generated request. Okay, so we will insert, for example, in Visible Programmer, right? We'll keep this. and then I will execute that query. Run. And we got response with the code 200, which is okay, right? If we have a look into our SQL, now we have yeah, Kernel Panic is one of the viewers who comes here. Kernel Panic. And if we have a look on our endpoint accessed from it, yeah, so it is here, right? So we did try that.
So 200 status code.
Mm-hmm.
So in here 200, and if I send the request again,
and if we send it again, we should get 500 response, which is internal server error. See, and now we have the message email is taken. Previously we had an empty string in here, right? And what we changed was in the application properties, we did add this line: the server error include message always. Yeah, okay, so that's nice.
you can see that now we get a status code 500, but the message here is the one that we added in our exception, and that is email taken. So
Yes.
there you have it. You can see that we implemented the post functionality nicely, and right here, so we actually implemented the get and post right
Yep.
here. Next, let's go ahead and implement the ability to delete students from our database. Alright, so let's implement the delete method in here, where we want to delete a given student by an ID. So open up IntelliJ, and in here let's open up the controller. So
Okay, so let me try. I think I would know how to in the controller we will have a delete mapping, public void delete. Hold on, why is it all like uppercase? Is this what we...
student controller.
Oh, that's my mistake. Okay, so we set this to lowercase low. Oh, no, what you are doing. Here we go. Database developer, automation, C# backend, now I'm working on software integration. Oh, very nice. We have Invisible is pretty skilled, huh? Delete student, and at the request body we will take student, and in here we will say student service dot okay, so we don't have it in there yet, and we will do here public void delete student and we say student repository dot delete student. There we go. And also we'll search for the students as well if it's there. Student repository, find by email, student get email. I'll extract it to the optional. Student optional, and then we will do the same thing, right? So basically I can copy this, you know, yank, paste. Also I don't need all this crap around, and here we will say student not in database. Here we go. So this should be how we do it, I think. And in the students here we will call student service dot delete student with argument of student. So let's see how he did it.
And what we're going to do here is the following. We're going to have another method. So public and then void delete and then student. And
that's in the controller, right? So we are in the controller. Yep. Presentation, is there a font size? Display, okay. Display duration in a millisecond, margin. Shorter duration, so we will do. Oh, there was a. Go back. There was a 4,000, so we will do half of that. Apply, okay. There's a interesting. Oh, hold on. I need to read this. Interesting. Label WebAssembly. C# heavy SQL database backend. Cool. Telcric, I don't know what is that. Suit for jQuery, okay. And what the hell is this? Model view model. Oh. Yeah, that's true. The demand is like what you need to do. With another layer, so through. Okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, this is true. Like, you can, like often, like some people like comes to me and tell me I should learn this and that, and And then I look at the job postings and there's no jobs in this and that, you know, so, and maybe like if you learn it for like your fun, it's okay, but if you want to pay bills, the demands dictates what you do. Yeah, sure. See you later, Invisible. Oh, that works. Yeah, the most the the biggest problem I personally had was the perfection. But it wasn't that I was doing perfect things. It was that I did not wanted to do any kind of error. So I was kind of frozen and building this like, uh, you know, like this wind castles, you know, like how it should be. But I didn't fucking produce anything, you know. And so for me, it was just fucking go, do anything, do anything at all, you know, and then kind of improve it. That was my biggest problem, you know, like the trying to achieve the perfection. That was bullshit. So it's like that the crazy strange development environments already set up. Just gotta roll. Yeah. Instead of trying to start over the next goal, saying over and over, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it definitely was for me. Like seriously. Yeah, so right now, you know, and here also I'll just, you know, like even choose the nickname, you know, like fuck it, YOLO, and I'll just go and produce some shit, you know, like don't care, you know, that is experience, and I will build from it. Let's continue in the tutorial. Like it? I'm glad. Kind of like it too. Usually native speakers like it. I found it funny.
Right here, this will be add, and then delete mapping.
Okay, so that is in the controller. So I did that.
And for deleting, what we want is inside. I'm going to say that this has a path equals, and then within I want to pass the student and then ID.
Yes. And it is a process because it is a creative process. Sometimes you, or at least for me, you know, like I found out things as I do them. It's a revealing process, at least for me, you know, like by doing, I see like new and new like things, and I fucked up the mapping.
There we go, just like that. Now,
Okay, so path, student ID. Okay. And that's here's the issue with this tutorial, right? Now I'm like writing something in here and he tells me like just write it. But I don't know what I'm doing. Why? You know, like how this path relates to the path in here. You know, like does it mean that I overwrite it or what the hell? Right. Equals, and that was student ID. Yes, there is. And welcome. Welcome to the channel, Konishkoni. There is student ID. ID, like so.
Side, we can grab this student ID by saying add and then path and then variable and refer to it So student.
Oh fuck, okay, so that's completely
just
different.
like that. And this will be long. So this is the type.
So I was accepting the student object, and he's going after the ID only. Okay. So this will be totally different, and that is, what was it? Path variable. Path variable. That is a function. Well, student ID, and it is a long ID, I guess. A long.
And, oops, and this will be ID.
Oh, here we go.
Just like that. And we can enforce that it's not null and other things, but for now let's just keep it nice and simple. Now let's go ahead and say student service dot and then delete.
Again, I like his voice, I like how he talks, you know, but there's a lot of details missing in this tutorial.
And here
that I have here, and we will passing the
ID. So oops, ID just like that.
Yeah, so ID, there we go.
That. And then let's create.
And now we have a problem, right? Because I did implement it to accept the student object. Right, so here it's like student, and this will be long ID. Quick question, where do you think is the better resource to display your project? Well, you are going for the front end. So the best way for you would be to create your homepage where you would have a links to a GitHub, or even better, functioning website. Yes. So the best way to display your work is to working sites, which the recruiters can go through. And yeah.
Student service, and this will be student ID. In fact, let me go back here, and this will be student ID.
Do this. Front end developer personal website. That no. Here is some we would like to send you push. No. Accept, and here will be like some what I'm trying to say, that you can find an examples of this, you know, and you basically can show up your skills by making a web page. I will be building on a stream a personal web page as well. So, but not today. Not today. So, well, currently I have a page, but it is like a list of things which I use, you know, and so, for example, it is like notes for myself, really. Here's the where is it? Gurgleplex, you know, here's like some nodes, some links. Yeah, it has. Well, the thing is, always try to think like, what is the thing is meant to achieve, right? And go after that. Don't do the things the all other people are doing just because they are doing it, right? So in the case of this portfolio, right? Uh, it the, to have the portfolio is not it is not the goal. The goal is to show your skills to someone who might consider hiring you, right? That is your goal. Don't focus on a portfolio. Focus on a goal. You know. Yes, yes. So you can do something which that will show off, right? And uh, CRUD application, it is what you want. That is a bread and butter for every IT company. Uh, you can Google it somewhere. Oh, come on. What you're doing? CRUD. That fuck. Well, that is the holy grail which you want. One of them involves lidar, but dude, you want to use lidar for what? You want to do the front end, you know. So if you want to use a lidar, for everyone else, that's the laser radar. Right? It's basically measuring the distance of things and can do the mesh mapping of the surroundings. You are putting too much on your plate right now. I mean, this is useful. This is useful that you have this idea, but have a list and write it there. Just put it there, write it there, you know. And this one right now, you know, should be on the. No, they are not. This one should be on the lower priority. They have it. The camera and lidar is different things. LiDAR. I will go back to the tutorial.
Just like that.
Student ID. Okay, so we will do student ID. So this doesn't belong here. Now I am in the service. He's in the controller. I will. Do I want to have the student ID? That should be okay. The ID should be okay.
How easy it is for us to take something from the path. So this is a path variable, and you'll see this in a second.
I think the tutorial would be better if he leave this as this and this as that, and this would be different from this one, because now it shows that this thing is mapped to that variable with this line of code, and then we do this. Oh, I get what you are saying. I still learn how to crawl. Yeah. Well, I am too. Like, look at me.
So this is a path variable, and you'll see this in a second. So now let's go back to the service class, and in here I want to say student repository dot, and then check this out. We have a bunch of methods. So here I want to find and then by ID.
Okay, so he does finding by ID. I was doing find by email as previously, but that's okay. So we'll delete those and we do student repository find by ID. Like so, we put in the ID and
Pass student ID. And then here I'm going to say dot, or let me actually see whether we have exists. So student repository, let's just say here student repository dot exists. Yes, we have an exists that returns a boolean, so let's just use this instead.
Okay.
So there we go, student ID, and
extract the whole thing exists.
I'm going to say exists. So if and then does not exists,
the fuck? Why doesn't essentially hoping this works? Orly. That's a good one. It's a nice one. And we were doing this thing.
I want to throw new and then illegal state exception student with
state exception. What does he say?
D and then plus ID. Oh, so actually student ID. And let me put this just like.
So we will say student with ID plus ID is not present in DB, cannot be deleted, and this will be shitty. Delete by ID
That and then plus does not exists. Otherwise, if this is the case, I want to say student repository dot and then delete, and then in here I want to delete by ID and then pass student ID. And to be honest, this is everything for this API call. So let's restart the server.
Okay, so oh fuck, I did run the wrong thing, so we will rerun. Yes, stop and rerun, please. And we are up and running. So let's have a look. Now we have the 2 entries. How come we have the 2 entries? When we did save it to the database. Why it doesn't persist? You know, like what? That's surprising to me. So let's run the query which puts it into the database. Now we have it in here with ID equals to 3, right? Now if I reload this, it's here too, and now if I restart the application, it goes away. So I will rerun the application, the server. And now if I have look into the database, okay, what the fuck? Okay.
There we go. So in here, let's have, so basically we want to have a delete. So we have get, put. So in here, what we want to have a delete method. So here, let's just take all of this. Well, in fact, we just need that. And then in here.
So where's the queries? Here. So we will take this guy, paste it in here, delete.
Here, I guess we need to add # 3 times.
Seems like it. Okay. Pum pum pum. Okay, now it doesn't complain.
That. Paste that in. Change this from post to delete.
Yep.
And then student. And here I'm going to delete student1.
Okay, so here's deleting /1. Okay, so let's have a look at the service again. So no, at the service, at the other thing in the controller. So it takes this entire thing and this appends it behind it. Okay, so and I can tell because he created that request with that. See that? Okay. How do I run this? Run. I don't want to run the entire file. So this is the generated requests. No. Okay, so maybe I have to right click here. Do looks like okay, so we did run the delete. This is the generated request 1 and this is the generated request 2, I suppose. Okay, so let's have a look in here. Now the 1 disappeared. Okay, good. And also if we have a look into database, it's not there. Okay. But if I rerun the application, everything will be as before, right? Oh, hold on. I think I know why. Because I am always creating a fresh database in the beginning of initialization of that, right? And I don't remember where it was. That was the student config. Here we go. Yes, that's why. That's why. What kind of illustrations? Like in here or? And we are done with this round. Well, which means that we can continue the next round. Bam.